Hello, 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 and welcome back to Adobe Live with the one and only Michael Kochenburger, closing out the day, closing out UI and UX week. It's been a fun, exciting week, hasn't it?
It's been super fun.
It's been fun. We started off the day with Peter Del Tondo, so close. He was designing a mobile app for Rosanna Pansino. I'm not good with names today. And we just finished with Gus, who's cracking up over there.
Yeah.
Gus was hosting Evan Place, who was designing a Waze-style app for Halloween trick-or-treaters, which is exciting. We have
Really cool.
When's Halloween? Next week?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's in a few days.
Yeah.
Man, are you ready?
It's coming right up. Yes, and so are my kids. I believe my son is gonna wear, I think it's gonna be Batman, Superman, something like that.
Nice. I don't have a costume for my daughter yet, but we'll figure it out. And then now we're finishing up with the amazing Michael Kochenburger.
Yeah.
Who you can find at madebycoco with a K.com, and he has this cute little robot. I think this would be perfect for like a voice assistant.
Yeah. That'd
be super
I'm
cute.
actually thinking about kind of maybe doing some more stuff with him in Adobe XD with the animation options now.
You totally should.
Yeah.
And if you're joining us live on Behance, first of all, welcome. We have Andrea, Song, Kelsey, Kyle, Polash, Afroja, Kyle again, Mark. Welcome. Let us know where you are from and where you're tuning in from. I always love seeing people from all around the world.
We got Cape Town.
Yeah, and about half an hour into this broadcast, stream, whatever you want to call it, we're going to be doing Chat and Win. All you have to do is chat, and you can win 100 free stickers from stickermule.com, which is great. Do you have any stickers today?
Yeah. These
do?
are actually both from Sticker Mule.
Nice.
They're incredible quality. So.
They are great. Well, so we'll get into that more. We're also about half an hour before this stream ends, we're going to be reviewing portfolios. And that's going to be really exciting because I think
I can't wait for that.
The benefit of that isn't necessarily to just tell people how good they are, because that's always great. But it's also to give constructive feedback on how they can improve as designers, which is really important.
Yeah,
I mean, you
super
just went through mentorship with Peter not too long ago.
Yeah.
And if he would have just told you you're doing a great job over and over and over again, you wouldn't have really improved as a designer.
Yeah, I would have gone really nowhere.
Yeah.
It's easy to just say yes to somebody and not give them constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But when you can get that person that's willing to just negotiate that that kind of relationship with you, it's super valuable, and I would just ask anybody out there to really take advantage of that if they
Totally.
can.
Yeah, and if you want your portfolio considered for review, at the top right-hand corner of Behance, you'll see a portfolio review tab. Click on that, and you'll have more information, including where to submit that link. So,
all right,
should we get going?
Yeah, let's do this.
Now, you actually brought a little notebook today. You wanted to show some of this magical goodness. Actually, we have a GoPro. Let's see if I can swing this over.
Yeah, I actually didn't tell you guys that I was really going to do this. So. But yeah, every stream we've kind of given a little
Paco's
bit about
over there frantically trying to get this GoPro working.
Yeah, give us the
Sorry,
signal.
Paco.
But every stream we've kind of given a little bit of the process, a little bit of the day-to-day.
Yep.
And I just wanted to show a little bit of how...
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so let me turn it around like this so it's like right side up.
Nope.
Maybe.
Nope.
That's
Other way.
upside down.
You were good.
Here we go.
There we go.
But so I bring the sketchbook with me around with me everywhere.
That's the robot.
Yeah, that's the robot. That's the first iteration of the robot. I mean, there's some more right here. There's this climb app that I haven't actually posted publicly yet, so it's still in the works. But yeah, so before I ever get into digital, I always go through and I sketch out my ideas. And whether it's a branding idea or whether it's a, you see there's some UI UX screens right here. Yeah, I make sure to put it on paper because this really helps me consolidate my thought process. And as you can see, you keep going, and it keeps going and going.
And they're incredibly detailed, too.
Yeah,
This line work is just beautiful.
This is actually kind of a cheat code for God of War from PS4.
You have to have those.
And that's a drawing of the axe.
I miss the days where it was just like up, up, down, down, left, left, right, A, B, start.
Is that Kojima? Is that the Kojima code?
It might have been.
Okay. Yeah, so I just always sketch out my ideas. You'll even see, here I got back in this area, I got the Flix app right here. I drew out everything in the Flix app before I ever went into digital, ever went into wireframes. I drew it out just to get an idea of what I wanted each screen to have. And it really helped me consolidate my process and made the whole thing a lot easier. So yeah, even for today, I got stuff written down that I'm gonna utilize for our prototyping.
Sweet.
But yeah.
And speaking of prototyping, we're gonna go all voice today.
Yes.
So we're gonna. Yes. So you've been working on this mobile app, basically. That's a movie ticket buying experience.
Yeah, actually,
specifically
Alexa Fire TV. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Specifically for televisions.
Yes.
And the big benefit of this is so that someone can kind of go through this process with just their voice.
Yeah, and once again, this is really like a cool thing for people that maybe are visually impaired. Having that voice playback that Adobe XD just released would be instrumental in leading them through a process like this. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. So we got this first screen, and we're gonna switch over to our prototype panel. And we're gonna, you see on the side here.
We've already activated a voice assistant that shall be renamed Nameless.
Yes, yes.
We're gonna try this stream to not say that name.
Yeah, let me change this to Sensei, because that's what we're actually gonna go with today. Somebody in the stream, or somebody in the chat yesterday suggested that, and I thought that was a great idea. Sensei makes tons of sense. So we got these two screens here, and we're not gonna spend too much time on these because these are vanilla Amazon screens. But when they come here, just a little, do you guys remember an Independence Day where Jeff Goldblum's character opens up his computer and it's like, "Hi, Dave."
I think I do remember that.
And that was just like a really cool moment because back then it like hadn't even really happened before. That hadn't really happened before. So when we get to this area, actually I'm gonna grab the whole artboard. So Amazon Home -2 up there, and we're gonna go over here and switch to time. And just when we come to this screen, like when you turn on your TV, we're gonna wait like maybe a second. And then we're gonna have speech playback. And maybe that speech playback says, good, or let's do this. How are you doing today, Ralph? Actually, let's do something more concierge focused.
Ooh, okay.
So, what can, here we go. Sorry, I'm making this make sense right now in real time. Hey, Ralph, what can I help you with today? So it's a little bit more service. So let's go with that. And so when we play this, I did this right, so.
Well, let's see what happens.
Hey Ralph, what can I help you with today?
Boom.
There we go.
There we go. So
Off
as
to a
soon
good
as this
start.
was to like kind of start up, you would get meted with that voice message. So now we're gonna focus on, here we go, back to this. We're gonna focus on transitioning between two different screens. So let's, if I pull this over to this second screen, is it going to take away my voice playback?
That one will.
Okay.
So you can technically use any layer on your artboard to use for voice playback.
Okay,
Or,
so let me,
a voice trigger.
so let me maybe grab this rectangle layer that we got in, will this work? I think it will.
Where is that? Where's your mouse?
Right in there.
Oh, yeah, you can do that, or you can do any text layer, doesn't matter.
Okay. Now
Whatever.
Just grab this.
Whatever works.
Boom over to here. And yes, we're gonna do a voice enabled, and it's going to be Sensei. What's the weather like today? It's gonna be just a transition, and we make sure that the targeting's correct, and it is.
Yep.
And it's just gonna dissolve right into here. But before we get into this next screen, let's do some groundwork on this artboard. So we're gonna dupe this a few times. Dupe.
And what's this leading to?
So we're going to kind of compartmentalize different parts of, we're gonna compartmentalize different parts of this thing so that they can kind of animate at different rates.
Okay.
So we don't just want this to kind of fade in because while that's kind of cool, we can make it even more cool. So let's go try
I'm
to
all
do
about
that.
making things more cool.
Yeah. So actually I forgot to group these things. We might have to go through. Okay, those are locked, so I can just do this. Group that. Oh, one thing isn't locked. I might just have to go through this task. A little bit tedious, sorry about that. We're just gonna group those and pull those off.
Oh, you forgot a few.
Forgot a few guys.
Got some stragglers.
That's cool. And that's what's gonna pop up first. And then we're gonna go through, probably should have grouped these and just dragged them down or whatever, but so I'm gonna group it this time and we'll make sure that everything works properly.
You have to make sure if you're animating this stuff that the groups are identical on both artboards.
Yeah.
And that the names are identical as well.
So I'll make sure to double check that before we get too far into it. Wow, I keep clicking on the wrong stuff here. Okay, so we're gonna group that and we're gonna just bring that down a little bit. See that?
So close.
So close. We're just gonna bring it down a little bit and we're gonna go to our design side and just knock down that opacity to 0. So that kind of disappears, but it's down a little bit, and we're gonna want them to kind of rise up in this nice snap animation. So, actually just gonna do this one since I already got that stuff grouped here. There we go. Make sure to grab that correctly. Trying to make sure I get it right. Get it back centered. Okay, that's close enough. And it's just gonna be making this 100% again. So let's go back over to our prototype side. And let's start all this stuff. This actually needs to go away. What is, okay.
You want the artboard selected or?
No, just,
oh, okay.
I'm just dragging these out of here so that I can have just this base page for us. All right, so now we're gonna select the artboard. We're gonna just drag it down into this artboard. And it's going to be a time delay. Maybe we're gonna have to do a little troubleshooting to get it right, but it's just gonna be 0.5 seconds. Auto animate, and it's targeting the right screen. And it's just gonna be, we'll do ease in out. And that will take, we'll also do 0.5 seconds there. And then we're gonna go here, go back over to our tab. Once again, I selected the artboard.
And by the way, if you want to do a time trigger, it's only available if you have an entire artboard selected.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. Not that you would be incorrect, I'm just, whatever. Okay, so we got that going. I wonder if I could just probably do that with a transition, but we'll see. We're gonna have to, once again, we're gonna have to play around a little bit.
That's the fun about designing.
Yeah.
Just
it takes a little bit of iteration. Yeah, trial and error. Once again, I'm gonna go grab this guy. And in a short amount of time, hopefully we can get this auto animate, and we're gonna have that stuff snap in there. Maybe let's lengthen that. Now, based on what you know, did I do that at least in a passable way?
Possibly, yeah.
Because you're the master at this stuff.
Actually they're on the pasteboard now, but the clouds and the, whatever they're called, the weather icons for the second artboard, if you would have had them on the artboard, it might have confused auto animate because the groups were not the same as the other one, but because they're not visible, it should be okay.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so let's check this out. Okay. So what we have here is that this stuff didn't really fade in the way we wanted, but those clouds came in exactly how we wanted them to. So we just need to go back and retool a little bit. There we go. So I wonder what we need to do here with this guy. I wonder if it's just because these are not grouped together. And that's called some crazy group name. Let me just trim that down to just group 1. And then go through, group this again. This would have been, if I would have laid a better foundation, this would not be how it is right now, where I have to go through and regroup all these things. But
and I'm wondering if you can if you can just get rid of that second artboard.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if I did that, I'm gonna have to go through and reconnect some stuff, but yeah.
Because I think you can basically go from, oh wait.
I can't undo, so this is okay.
Yeah, I think so. On the third artboard, if you grab that new group you just created with those weird elements, whatever they are.
You're talking about down here?
No, the second one, that one. Just grab that stuff where it says like Saturday and everything, and paste it on the first artboard.
Okay.
Turn down the opacity, and then that should transition it in.
Okay, that's a good idea. Once again, yeah, just kind of figuring it out as we go.
Yep.
And just so everybody knows, this is a new feature, and I only started playing with this last night.
Yeah.
So, but in a matter of hours, I was able to go through and do some really cool stuff in these animations and everything, and figure it out. So it's extremely intuitive to learn. But I mean, even with knowing that stuff, it's still a little trial and error. So.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna dial down that opacity. And we're gonna go ahead and switch back over to our prototype side.
And for all I know, I could have just broken everything, but
We'll find out. Okay, maybe we'll just bump this up just a little bit. 0.5 seconds. Okay, it's because I put the S in there that it was like, what are you doing? All right, there we go. Just double checking all my settings here, making sure they're consistent. Let me make sure this group 1. Yeah, okay. And, okay. So let's give this a whirl.
let's do it. See what happens.
Okay, so.
I think it may have faded in, but because it played and then went full screen, we didn't see it.
Okay.
So maybe if you start from the first artboard.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, start from the one at the far left, and then we'll see the whole transition in action. I hope.
So when you're starting your animation, you have to press down on the space bar just to kind of enable your microphone. So, Sensei, what's the weather going to be today? Perfect. Okay, so that was what was going on, is we didn't transfer from that first screen, and that's why it was kind of showing up weird. But that happened exactly how we wanted it to.
Beautiful.
So let's just keep moving on.
Except for the weather, that's not beautiful.
Yeah, the weather is actually super yucky. So what we're going to be working on next is moving into our movie screen, selecting movie screen, because going out on a day like this you would just get soaked. You'd probably maybe even get electrocuted.
I hope not, but that's a possibility.
But let's do some playback, actually.
Sure.
Let me.
And Hector's loving the gradient over to the right. I believe on the Flix logo, and that's an actual gradient in XD, right?
Yeah, that was set up in XD. And let me see if I can pull out my. If I have to switch over to design, I'm not sure, but if I can pull over my assets panel, that was just set up in the assets panel. We were able to pull in that color super fast. I didn't have to go through and manually set the gradient every time. So.
And wait till you see what he has planned for that splash screen.
It's gonna be really cool. So. But here, let's set this up. Oh, maybe it's because. How come my thing isn't showing
because you
over
have a. I did break it, didn't I? So, I did break it.
Oh no!
So you'll have to duplicate that one downwards. Yeah, you were right the first time, because that first one should be a time transition to a speech playback.
Okay.
And you can only have one time transition on each artboard.
Okay.
So I did break it for you.
All right, so we're just gonna dupe that,
and
it's gonna maintain our connections. But it's funny how it shows up. Oh, okay, never mind. So we're just going to. So how do we connect these two? I wonder then.
Unless you do. No. Now here's a question.
Yeah.
When you want that speech to play back, right? Let's say it'll take a few seconds to play back, or maybe, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. Do you want the screen to be blank with no weather icons, or do you want the speech to play back only when the weather icons are visible?
Only when the weather icons are visible.
Okay, so you'll probably want to undo that and go to the last screen and do the speech playback there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Because the time transitions won't kick in until the speech has been played back.
And then to transition to the next splash screen, we need to just grab maybe this image layer or whatever, and then transition that way.
Yeah, if you're using a voice trigger, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yes, and we will be. So this is gonna be timed, and we're gonna go down here, speech playback.
Mm-hmm.
And let's kind of make it more fun, less robotic. So, well, the weather is going to be, let's say, junky today.
Sure.
Can I help you? Can I help you find something else to do? Maybe?
Sure, we'll stick with that for now.
Okay.
You can always come back and
Yeah,
make
we
tweaks.
can play with it. So we got a 0.5 second delay. Maybe we should just up that to a 1 second delay, because I'm not sure if it's going to.
I would say lower the better, because there's still some, even if you put 0 seconds, there's still a little bit of a delay once the transition takes place, and then it transitions to the timed speech playback.
Okay. So let's go ahead and play this from the very beginning again, so that way we get that sweet animation on this this screen right here. So let's do this. Sensei, what's the weather going to be today? Pops up.
The weather is going junky today. Can I help you find something else to do?
Yeah, so is going junky today is probably not the best
May
way
not
to
be
do
the
it,
best English,
but you guys
yeah.
get the gist of what's happening here. It's super cool to have these things kind of able to be programmed into it. So let's go back here. Maybe let's is not going junky. Let's just go with is junky today.
That works.
Yeah.
Everyone's cracking
Yeah,
up.
yeah, good. Okay, cool. So here we go.
And maybe just go ahead and grab those artboards and move them up so they're
Yeah,
all like,
yeah.
nice snug together.
Just gonna grab them together,
There
move
we
them
go.
on up.
Beautiful.
All right, so let's go ahead and connect this. But before we do the actual kind of transition animation, get too far into it, I'm gonna go through and build this out first. So when we do that first transition, it kind of makes it happen in a more enjoyable way. So transition, splash 1, correct. Dissolve, total, it's fine. Just go with that.
Oh, Gina says she went to Amazon's VUI Tech Talk yesterday and ties in perfectly.
Awesome.
And what's really cool is, as Coy mentioned during the Adobe Max keynote, is not sure exactly when, but soon, as he says, you'll be able to actually test these prototypes directly on an Amazon Echo, which is really cool.
What?
Yeah, so you'll be able to actually talk to the actual Echo, and it'll connect with Adobe XD, and you'll be able to do all the fun commands.
So that's gonna be some next level stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be really cool.
That's cool. No one else is doing that right now.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so I got a little drawing down here. And at first this guy's gonna be taken away. So we're gonna delete him. We do have this layer right here, and I'm gonna go back into our design side to maybe edit him. But you'll see that we got this guy kind of doing his business right there, and it's gonna be like a shimmer that's gonna go across the screen. And it's after it kind of does that shimmer, Flix is gonna show up, and then it's going to transition to our movie screen, selection screen.
Everyone loves a good shimmer.
Yeah. You can kind of see this on Hulu if you have like a PS4. At least this is where I've seen it. PS4, maybe even Fire TV. And when you're accessing Hulu, they kind of have this cool shimmer effect. And I wanted to do something similar to that here.
Leanne likes where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, me too.
This is,
I'm
and we're
glad you
only
like it.
having we're only on the second or third artboard.
Yeah. We have a lot more to do. Some really
Wait till
cool
this is
stuff
over.
down.
This is gonna be cool.
Yeah, really cool stuff down the line. Okay, so we're gonna auto animate this kind of gradient, or not gradient, but this kind of, what is that, shimmer?
Sure.
To come from down here all the way over here. And to do that, all we have to do is set it up so that it's right here, and on this artboard, pull it to the other side. And auto animate is smart enough to know, okay, that's where you want it to be. So we're gonna go ahead, it's gonna go ahead and just connect that for us.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Let me go back to our prototype side. We're gonna drag this down. It's not gonna be on voice, it's gonna be on time. Maybe just a little delay, maybe like 0.3 seconds. We're gonna have to massage that a little bit probably after the fact. Auto animate, so that way we get that thing, we get it to move.
Yep.
And then we're going to, let's just ease in, ease out.
Sure.
That's cool.
See what happens.
Yeah. And I think, let me make sure to get rid of this guy down here. Yeah, I think that should be fine.
And what's the third artboard for?
This is, I mean, I guess we don't really need that.
You may not, no.
So
unless I'm missing something, but you might not. If you're transitioning right from the second artboard or after the shimmer takes place, you can probably just scrap
Yeah, I
that
guess in
one.
my earlier iterations I did last night, it was going to, there was going to be a slight Flix animation, but that kind of, it took almost too long on this splash screen. It didn't feel like a splash screen anymore. It just felt like this kind of dead space or dead time. So let's go ahead, drag this on over. And it's just, we're not gonna set this up in advance right now, but because I wanna show the splash animation here. And that's just gonna be...
Hey, Sam is here. We just had lunch with Sam.
Awesome.
Sam showed us. I wish I can show you some of the animations that Sam showed us.
It blew my mind.
It's under
I wanted
NDA,
to completely redo this whole thing after I saw it.
Yeah.
Because it was so next level.
Sam is, Sam's a good guy.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, definitely follow him on Twitter if you can find him. Maybe type that in the chat, Sam, because he's always posting really cool stuff. So, yeah, we'll just do ease in out. I'm kind of trying to do this quick.
Rishi asks, is this all time-based, or does the user have to click or move a mouse to get to the movie selection screen?
No, there's no, this is completely voice-led. So there's no mouse movement. There's no, you know, Fire TV has the remote. There's no remote click. This is supposed to be completely 100% done through Sensei's / Alexa's voice enabling.
Yep.
So, yeah. So let's try to go ahead and do this. Maybe we should just start all the way from the beginning? Do you think that'd be cool?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So, here we go. Sensei, what's the weather going to be today? That comes in.
The weather is junky today. Can I help you find something else to do?
Did I forget to?
I think you forgot.
I forgot to. Oh.
So close.
Okay, so here we go. Wait, so I did something here, but why didn't it?
What did you
transition over?
Oh, you forgot to put the voice line in there.
Okay, my bad. Here we go.
It happens.
But this wouldn't actually be a voice line, would it?
It would, because you have to tell this device that you want to look for. You want to find a movie.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sensei.
And at this point, just a very nitpicky thing, if you're already in this process, you may not have to repeat Sensei over and over again.
Yeah,
because it should be as natural as possible.
Yeah. So here, let's get rid of it because we don't need it for prototyping purposes. I do think with Alexa, you need to.
Do you have to keep repeating it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The reason I keep spelling it out, by the way, is because everybody's devices at home kept firing off when I would say it. So I'm trying to be like, I'm trying not to set all of them off right now. So let's check out movies near me.
Sure.
Yeah. So in this, what that would do is we're building in that kind of concierge feeling into these vocal interactions, because maybe you're in kind of a smaller town. They're not playing every movie that's out there right now.
Right.
So keeping it more specific and taking advantage of how smart Sensei is can go a long way to help making this feel more robust. So we're just going to transition. I think all this stuff is good. We just needed to add in that vocal cue.
And make sure you tab out after you type the voice line, because sometimes it will just remove it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's start from the beginning. Sensei, what's the weather going to be today? That comes in.
The weather is junky today. Can I help you find something else to do?
Let's check out a movie near me. Boom.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. So, and it led us into this next screen, but I think we have something else happening right now.
We do. It's that time again. Fireworks are behind us. That means chat and win. And all you have to do, we're gonna cut to a video. When we come back, just start typing. Type a movie that you like, type what feature in XD you like, or just slam the keyboard and type something. And we'll be back in a second.
Cool.
Pew, 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 pew.
All
And we're
right.
back.
Yeah.
So again, just type whatever it is that you want, and in a second or two, we are going to pick a winner, and that winner is going to win 100 stickers from stickermule.com, which again is
Yes.
on,
Yes, these are both Sticker Mule stickers, and
Yeah.
they're extremely high quality. So
They are.
definitely get in there.
yeah. So what's another movie that I should check out? That's up my alley.
You know, I heard, well, if you like kind of sci-fi stuff, I would definitely check out Sunshine
Sunshine,
from
okay.
back in the day. It's kind of an older movie, but it features Cillian Murphy and a few other really great actors, and it's about us traveling to the sun to
That
do research.
sounds like a
and
terrible
stuff.
idea.
Yeah, but I mean, they go through a bunch of stuff, and it ends up kind of being like a thriller. It's a really cool movie, definitely
Okay.
futuristic and fun.
And we have a winner.
Awesome.
Gordula Bell. You just won 100 stickers from stickermule.com. Someone from Behance will be reaching out to you very shortly. And if you did not win, we know there's no more chat and wins today. But if you go to stickermule.com/Adobe Live, you can get yourself 10 free stickers, free worldwide shipping, great quality, as you can see on Michael's laptop.
Yeah,
Sticker Mule's great. And who doesn't love stickers?
I think everybody loves stickers.
know.
People, you know, I don't think that's gonna go away anytime soon.
I don't think so. People are still slamming their keyboards.
That's cool. All right. Yep, and there's Cordula.
There you go.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
All right, cool.
So what just because I'm never gonna get sick of seeing this.
You want to
Do
go
it again.
Let's do it again.
Do it again.
Okay, I got to remember the cues.
Oh,
so
that's
let me
right.
go back down here.
And the nice thing is, we were talking about this earlier, is that there's a little bit of wiggle room. So if you don't say the exact voice line, but it's somewhat close, it will still pick it up.
Okay, yeah. But like we talked about this earlier, if you have multiple vocal cues on here, you need to be more specific.
Yes.
Because it's listening for all those different vocal cues.
Yep.
All right, so let's try this again. Sensei, what's the weather going to be today?
The weather is junky today. Can I help you find something else to do?
Let's check out movies near me. Nice shimmer. And right into our movies.
it's so
We're
good.
going to animate this screen, and it's going to look awesome.
It's so good.
But yeah, here we go. So, gonna get out of this. Get on over here. So this is just super fun. I love that kind of subtle stuff. It's not taking away from the experience, but it is just kind of adding some whimsy.
Yeah.
And it makes it just more interesting, because just popping this text being here and kind of fading in, well, that's okay. We can always just kind of make it more interesting.
Of course.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dupe this screen.
And Kevin is actually saying you can set up Alexa so you don't have to say, hey, the name every time.
Yeah, I thought you needed to do that, but that's really cool info. Let's get in here. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this guy, because we want these to slide in this kind of cool way, or at least I do. I think it would be kind of fun.
Right.
So we're gonna go ahead and delete that.
Now,
What's that?
I'm just thinking this through in my head. You might have to keep those there, but move them off the screen in the first artboard so that Auto Animate knows to move them in on the second artboard.
Okay, I was actually going to build it out so that it was like there was an in-between step, but if we don't have to do that, we can just do it like how you're saying.
Yeah, I think you can just
Yeah.
move them off the artboard.
Oh, sorry. This moved for with me. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and make that. We moved it to the side a little bit, and I didn't really go through and like measure it, but you'd probably want to do that just to make sure it's like everything's really precise. And we're gonna go ahead and knock this down to 0 opacity.
Yep.
And here, let's get our, go back to our prototype side. I keep forgetting to do that. We're gonna go here and on a time delay, maybe of 0.5 seconds, because we don't want people to wait too long for that to slide in, because that's the core information. Auto animate, and we're gonna do movie selection 5, and we can just go through and just find that right here. And let's do snap. We've been doing a lot of ease in, ease out.
Snap is nice. It's one of my favorite easing options.
Yeah, it's really subtle, but your eye can detect it just enough to make it really cool.
Yep.
So here we go. And we're just gonna, let's play that. Maybe from this point.
Yeah.
We don't have to start all the way from the beginning.
And Kevin's absolutely right. We want fast responses.
Okay. So that kind of came in an interesting way.
Yep.
But maybe we want it to start from a even further away.
Right.
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, let's see how that looks. Again, all about experimentation.
So we're gonna grab. We can still grab it even though the opacity is down.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope I didn't just move it a little south, because I forgot to hold shift when I was moving, but I think it's fine. And let's just go back here. And once he ends, can take a little bit of trial and error. Shimmer. Boom. Okay, so that felt, it felt more recognizable, felt a little better. So let's continue to build out this screen, because as you can see, we have Bad Times at the El Royale is kind of hanging off. Clearly, these are not the only movies that are in theaters.
Right.
So we need to kind of show more than just these movies. And we're gonna program XD to kind of move these over and show more of a selection.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we go for
sorry.
What you were gonna say.
And typically you would do something like a drag effect for something like this, but because we're watching this and using this on a television, you can't really, at least not at this point, you can't go up to the TV and just or that'd be cool, Minority Report style, just grab it in midair and just shove it over. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I think one day we're gonna get there, but
I hope so.
I mean, they tried that with the Xbox. What was that called?
Oh, that motion sensor thing.
Whatever
it was called.
But it had gestures and stuff, and I feel like if we kind of retool that technology, it's gonna be back. So.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and do this. And so you see, I have this selected, and it shows what else is kind of in this group.
Connect, thank you.
Connect, there we go. Thanks, guys. And we're gonna go ahead and just maybe pull it so it's got that 64 pixels on the right side.
So precise.
You want to try to,
If that was me, I would just shove it over there and hope for the best.
All right, and I wonder if maybe we should pull it all the way over though. Whatever. So we'll try this, and all we're gonna do is pull this down, and it is gonna be on time. No, it's gonna be voice.
Right? Yep.
And we're gonna say, show me more options. Auto animate, movie selection 6, and yeah, we can do snap again.
Yeah.
That was fun. Maybe a little bit longer?
I was gonna say, because there's so many of them, and it has to move a far distance.
Yeah.
1 second, even though it seems like a lot, it may move quickly.
So let's do 2 seconds.
Let's find out.
Because we kind of have twice as much movement.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start from this again, because I can't get enough of this shimmer. So here we go. That comes in, and we're gonna hit spacebar. Show me more options. And that just moved nice, and it kind of did.
Snap at the end. I like it.
So it's just, how would you do an infinite scroller? Well, you're gonna have to work with your developer on how to kind of incorporate that. But I could keep going with this layer and just keep saying more options, more options. Or, maybe this would even, if we were to kind of develop this a bit more, we can kind of create filters. Like, show me action adventure movies that are in theater.
Yep.
And it would just populate and maybe this would slide away, and it would pull in only action adventure movies.
Yeah, and like you're gonna see in a second or two, you can have multiple voice commands on a single artboard connected to various objects.
Yeah, and we're gonna play with that in a little bit later. It's gonna come up real fast. So.
I said a second or two, just, don't mind me.
All right, so we're gonna get a little interesting, and I have actually not done the go back feature on this.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to help me
Sure.
figure it out, but we'll
what I'm
figure it
here
out
for.
together. And so from here, since we pulled that over, we're actually gonna go back to this screen.
Yep.
And it's gonna be voice, and we're just gonna say, go back. Auto animate, because it's going to figure out where this stuff is positioned, and it's going to do that for us.
Yep.
Snap, 2 seconds. See, it's learning kind of your behaviors and what you like to do, and it's gonna keep carrying that over till you change it.
Yep.
So, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name.
Gina asked about
yeah.
XD, where the name came from. It actually started as Project Sparkler, and then it went to Project Comet.
Okay.
And I believe it was Adobe Experience Design.
Okay.
But that's way too long. No one wants to say the whole mumbo jumbo. So it just shortened it to Experience Design. There,
Yeah.
Peter jumped in there.
Yeah, Experience Design,
Yeah.
XD. So,
Fun stuff.
okay, here we go.
But it does look like an emoji face, which is great.
Okay, so let's just play that real quick. So those come in. Show me more. That comes in, nice and pretty. Go back. Boom.
Hey.
There we go.
And aren't you impressed at how well this is handling it?
Yeah, it's doing a lot for me.
You would imagine when you're when you're prototyping and designing for voice that there would be times where it just doesn't recognize something or it just doesn't work, but I don't think we've run into that yet.
No.
Yet. We probably will, but you know. Disney XD. We should do that thing where you just
Yeah.
the Disney intro.
That'd be really cool.
You're watching the XD channel.
All right, so we're going to, from this screen, I guess it's going back to this screen.
Yeah.
So this is where we're gonna pull our stuff from, if I'm not mistaken, like when we do our transition. Is
Sure.
this gonna mess us up at all?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You can add a
So-
voice line to another voice command from that second artboard.
Okay.
I think that's what you're trying to go for, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So from this, I can go ahead and pull it to here, because we're gonna go to Venom first.
Sure. Actually, if you're gonna, yeah. So what I would recommend is select the actual Venom poster, because I
Okay.
think right now you have the whole line selected.
Okay.
So select the individual poster,
Good idea. Let me actually make sure that this
or
is not
any
connected
individual
anymore.
poster, but as long as it's not the whole group, because then you're limiting your options.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and drag that over.
Yep.
Yeah, in voice, we're just gonna say, select, let's make it more casual. Let's choose Venom. And auto animate, actually it's probably gonna be transition. Maybe we do dissolve, let's just keep it simple. And ease in, out. Let's knock it down to 1.5 seconds. You want to keep it consistent across the board, so let's keep it to 1 second.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, okay, here we go. So so I think if I just go to this screen, I don't need to like go through the whole rigmarole of going that, you know, selecting more, going back. I can just from that second artboard, go ahead and just select Venom and it bring me here.
Actually, the first time, just do the whole thing.
Okay.
So go to the third one, and then go back, just so we can really see how multiple voice commands work with this.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna play this. Stuff's gonna come in. Show me more. I think I actually used a different voice command, but it picked up the more option. Okay, and from here, go back. And then from here, let's choose Venom.
Bam.
And there it is.
So cool.
Cool. And with this screen, we can do a bunch of cool stuff. We can have this guy kind of when it comes into the screen, this guy maybe slides in. We can maybe do a little animation with this, but it's important when you have a bunch of information. So we got a bunch of information on the screen. That you're not automatically taking people away from the information that pertains to the option they just chose. So this popular right now, it's tertiary, and we want to make sure that it's kind of an afterthought. So maybe it just pops in kind of slow and super subtle so it doesn't detract.
Yeah. And Kyle's asking, are there hover effects in XD yet? Not yet. It's definitely one of the, actually might be the top requested feature on user voice right now. So the team is definitely working on it. You can fake them kind of with time transitions and things like that, but it's definitely on the radar.
Okay, so I might actually need to move these both down because we are going to be editing this first man a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Let me move that down here. And once again, the tether remains intact.
Yep.
So we're gonna kind of go to our design side. We're just gonna drag it off just a little bit. Yeah, I think this is gonna be fine because by the time it materializes, it's gonna be past this, our gradient in the background there. So we're gonna knock down the opacity. So that's totally not there. We just kind of got our blurred background, which makes it a little interesting back there. And we're just gonna connect these two.
So go ahead and do that. But
Okay.
there's also, depending on how messy you want to get with things, this is definitely keeping things organized, right?
Okay.
Depending on how messy you want to get, you could technically take that large Venom poster, put it on the previous artboard, the one with all the movies, make that hidden, and then if you can basically skip to that third artboard, if that makes sense.
Go ahead and explain that again because I need to wrap my head around it.
So the large Venom poster on that last artboard at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
If you take that, copy it onto the large poster, or the image with all the artboard with all the posters on it. Turn down the opacity, and then you can skip that middle step.
Okay.
So it can animate from the side
Interesting.
onto It gets a little messy because then you have extra layers on that artboard, the second one.
Yeah.
But it's doable if you want to keep things organized and reduce your artboards.
Okay. Yeah.
But
just for today,
this is organized. Yeah. Keep going.
That's a really cool
Now I'm confusing
thing.
you.
No, you're not. I mean, it's cool, but I'd have to kind of tinker with it more, and I want to more keep the tinkering on.
Totally.
Moving through.
Yep.
So, so we got the correct destination. We're gonna do a snap because all of our other movement similar to this is snap, and we want to make sure that it's consistent. Actually, we're gonna shorten this, maybe just to 0.3. I think that's how we have it on other screens. So let's start here. Oh, let's choose Venom. Okay, and that slid in nice and easy.
Yep.
So I should have programmed in that the go back from this so we could just go back to our other one, but here we go. Let's do it real quick. And we're just gonna drag it all the way back here. And it's gonna be voice
Samrat
led.
is asking if you can add a squeeze in and out while you were saying "show me more" and go back. That could be interesting. It's a little bit more advanced.
Yeah.
But it's probably doable if you just separate the posters in the initial state a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they kind of move in all together. But
yeah.
If we have time at the end, we can always go back and add some little fun effects.
Yeah, and I want to say this about auto animate. I've noticed some people saying it's like tweening between frames and all that stuff. It's a little bit more than that. If you can have elements in completely different places, and then when you have it set up on this other artboard, they'll move and resize and do all this different formatting in between that to make it happen. And it's a bit more dynamic. The algorithm that decides how that proportions is extremely refined.
Yeah, it's smart stuff.
So yeah, it's really smart. And then let's just go back. Yeah, we'll just keep it simple, go back. And so let's start from here. Let's choose Venom. And it's gonna slide in. And I forgot to add another thing on the screen. Oh my goodness. Okay, but
That's okay.
But it's happening and it's coming together really cool.
Yeah.
So let's add one more thing. And we talked a little bit about maybe visually impaired people going through this app. So let's add in a voice playback to read the synopsis. So I select the artboard.
Looks like you might have a timed.
I think I already have a time. Yeah, it's going with this guy right here. So I can only have one time trigger. Am I able to select this and do time? Nope, because it's not an artboard.
So which one?
So I'm gonna have to do voice activation. Here we go.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Please read synopsis.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Then you can have another artboard with the timed. Yeah, okay. That works.
Yeah, no target, right? Would I just target
Yeah,
the
you
self?
would have to have another artboard for the speech playback.
Okay, that's no problem. You can just dupe this, and I think it... Okay, so it maintained the tether from this artboard to this one going all the way up to the ear. So that should work, right? I mean, it shouldn't really
Which
get
one?
confused.
What does that do?
So that's... Sorry. We're working through this right now.
Yeah. Is that for go back?
Yeah.
Okay. I would recommend, because I think you have the entire artboard selected, keep that specific for time transitions. So for something like a go back voice trigger, I would link that directly from the back button.
Okay. Good idea, good idea.
Yeah, so go ahead and break that.
And I'm gonna go ahead and select this.
Yeah.
And just to break it, I'm just gonna pull it
just
from
drag
here.
it off.
And we're gonna select this,
Yep.
drag that. Sorry, here we go. I forgot my mouse, and it would really come in handy. And yeah, this is just gonna be tied to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Auto animate. Actually, it's gonna be more transition. We'll just do dissolve. I think that's gonna work fine.
Yeah. And then make sure to tab out of go back just so it accepts it.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect.
And so here I'm going to have my voice. This is all gonna, I think this is gonna be fine. So please read.
Now, I think you had that in the second artboard, right?
That's right, that's
yeah.
right.
So
Okay,
this
so
one,
here we go.
Yeah, this third one is going to be, yeah, that's the speech. Okay. Yep.
Please read synopsis and just do,
And this you probably just want to transition with none for the,
yeah.
yeah.
And we got it correctly selected.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can select this, do a time right here, and nope, not overlay. We're gonna do speech playback.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm just gonna type out this real quick. Eddie Brock develops super powers after. Yes, I am reading this back to myself out loud. Okay. So I've done this at home, and it's kind of funny to hear her say parasite and like all this kind of stuff, but it's gonna
fun.
work.
Yep.
So let me double check my vocal cue here. Okay. So here we go. We're actually gonna start from right here, just so we can keep it easy. So that's slid in. Please read synopsis.
Reporter Eddie Brock develops superpowers after becoming a host to an alien parasite.
Perfect.
Bam.
So here we go. That was just, I mean, it's not very hard to do. It didn't take us a lot of time. The only like time distillation between all this stuff was me just literally learning it in front of you, how to do this. So
Right.
it's super easy to learn, super easy to kind of work through. And yeah, so we're gonna go back actually. So let's go ahead and play this.
Reporter Eddie Brock develops superpowers after becoming a host to an alien parasite.
Okay, go back. I might have hit spacebar too soon. Go back. Okay, so we came back here, and from here we're gonna set it up so that first man, so that when we're gonna kind of create the scenario that maybe Venom is really cool, but he wants something more historical, something a little bit more straightforward, kind of drama.
Yep.
So let's go back and set that up. Okay. So probably select first man, maybe,
Sure.
and we can just kind of drag it over here. We can set up the vocal cue.
Kevin says it listens to you unlike my cat.
Okay.
Cats
okay,
never
have
listen.
an ornery cat. Nice.
Cats don't listen to anything.
No, they're they do their own thing.
Yeah, Polash is asking what happens when anyone says wrong command. Basically, it depends. Depends how wrong you say it.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned earlier, there's a little bit of a wiggle room. So if it picks up enough words that are part of that voice command, it will recognize it. If it's just completely off, nothing will happen.
Okay. So before we kind of went through all that stuff, so I don't know if I'm going to go into all the details to kind of recreate some of this for here, but let's recreate at least that snap in of this guy.
Sure.
So we're just going to dupe this, and all right, so we're going to go back over to design side, going to drag him off a little bit, and decrease the opacity. Yeah, and so we're going to select the artboard, go back to prototype, and create kind of a time cue. And yeah, it starts right away. That's fine. Auto animate. And we're going to snap. 1 second. That's cool.
Yep. Kevin's asking if it recognizes other languages other than English. Not yet, but that is definitely being worked on.
All right, so we got this going. I'm making sure I got all my I's dotted and everything. So okay, so it's going to transition and do that, and then from here, we're going to go ahead and move to the next screen, which is going to be theater selection.
And while you're doing that, we do have about 32 minutes left to submit your portfolios so that Michael and I can review them towards the end of the stream and give you all constructive feedback.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be a good time.
It will be.
So here we go. Vocal command. What should the vocal command be here? Like, let's choose this, or we've done a lot of let's. What do you think the vocal command should be?
This looks great, or...
Okay, yeah, this looks great. That's really conversational.
Why not?
This looks great. And we're gonna auto animate into here. Maybe we should set up some stuff in this next screen before we kind of make that transition. Yeah, set it up for transition. Kind of dissolve in. And maybe this isn't like super bright yet. Let me dupe this real quick. So we're gonna grab this, and I like the slide in kind of stuff because you can keep it really, I'm gonna use the word shook on those voice commands.
Absolutely.
Yeah, do whatever you want. So here we go. We're gonna go back to design and gonna move it off a bit. Gonna decrease the opacity. And then here, remember we got auto animate, so it's gonna go ahead and pull that in for us. And then we're just gonna pull this off just a little bit. And in this one, I'm wanting to show kind of multiple things happening at the same time. So here we go. Prototype. Pull that in there. There's just gonna be a time delay.
Yep.
And we're not gonna have it wait to start moving these things in. It's gonna be right away. Auto animate, there we go. Theater 2, Theater -2, looking good.
Great.
Cool. Yeah, and snap for both of them.
Yep.
That's fine. Once again, it does a lot for me. I don't have to manually input the stuff every time.
Right.
It kind of just starts to pick up on patterns. So let's go here. And so we got a lot to go through real quick here. Let's choose first man. Actually, I don't think that was,
Oh.
Here we go. I wonder what did I, okay.
Oh, it just says let's.
Okay, I must have forgot to hit tab, like you were
Probably.
saying. So it picked up on let's and was like, oh, he's talking about Venom. So let's choose. Man. Okay.
The joys of designing.
Yes. Yes. All right, so here we go. Let's choose first man.
There we go.
Slowed it. We might want to kind of slow that down or put it a little bit further out, but this is looking good. And maybe this would kind of fade in just a little bit slower. And what was the vocal command again? This is looking good.
This looks good, I think.
This looks good. And boom.
Bam.
All right.
Great.
And that happened really, really nicely. So we're kind of keeping the different. We're kind of keeping it really subtle. We don't want to bloat this with animation features too much. So, and then we're going to work from this screen because this is our kind of final state, and we're gonna drag it over into this initial screen over here, and it's just gonna be voice-led once again because it's a fully voiced app, and it's gonna be. I choose.
So Samrat was also saying that you could, in addition to or in replacement of the theaters kind of coming in, you can also utilize the repeat grid that you have to have it basically collapse in the first screen and then kind of go down in the second one.
Let's do that.
Sure, go for it.
Let's deal with that because those are two really cool XD features, and seeing them work together like that would be really fun.
Sure.
So how do you think we should kind of pull that off and here? Maybe let's kind of move this back into place.
Yeah.
Oops.
So pop back into design mode.
Yeah, let me do that in design mode. I'm gonna, just so I know where I'm at, I'm gonna up the opacity again and make sure that these are kind of, once again, this is an exact kind of thing. And remember, you can hold Option to kind of figure out how far away you are from things. So that's 72. We want it to kind of be at 64. Why am I having... Okay. I got a lot going on here, so I'm having trouble selecting the repeat grid. Maybe I'm clicking... Okay.
It is selected, yeah. You can see the green handle around it.
I'm sorry. My bad. And 64. Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
And so like they were saying...
Yeah, just drag that up.
Do it here. And it's already kind of extended down here, so it's just auto animate's gonna go ahead and figure out that that's what we want to happen.
Yep.
And I guess maybe we kind of lower the opacity just a little bit on this one, maybe?
Sure, see what happens.
You know.
You never know until you try.
Yeah, here we go. So let's start from this screen. This looks good. Boom.
Nice.
That was really cool. And I liked how it did the cascade like that.
Good suggestion, Samrat.
Yeah, excellent suggestion. So we're gonna go ahead and keep that because I think that's actually a more interesting flow. Okay, so once again, we're back at Theater 2.
And he's saying you could also close it all the way up if you want the first one to kind of be revealed as well. But
okay.
Nitpicky now.
Yeah. Here, like he's got a lot of good ideas. So
might as well do it.
Yeah, let's just do it. Cool.
Bam.
And I don't really need to go. The reason I did is because it doesn't take me a lot of time to go back and kind of edit those.
That's true.
All right, so let's work on. We gotta go back into prototype mode. Okay, so here we got it connected, and it looks like I probably didn't hit tab again, so this vocal cue is incomplete. I choose AMC Majestic 12, which is actually a really great theater in my hometown, Chattanooga, Tennessee. And we got auto animate. We're probably gonna go with the transition, and yeah, we'll set it up so that it just dissolves. Yeah. Okay. And okay, I'm not gonna play with that too much. So let's start from back over here, and let me just once again remind myself of the vocal cue right here. I choose AMC 12. Majestic 12. Okay, so we're gonna go to prototype.
Yep.
Let's choose this. I think it's actually let's choose first man. And I choose Majestic 12. Okay, it actually picked up on it, but I forgot to say AMC.
Oh, that's okay.
So it's smart
It's
enough
close
to know.
enough,
Yeah,
yep.
it's detailed enough to know that Majestic 12 is what I wanted to select. Okay, and from here, this is actually kind of a dynamic screen because we want to make sure to kind of withhold information. We don't want to show everybody everything all at once because those other things might change depending on what you select right here.
Right.
So let's go back out of this prototype mode.
And on these screens, specifically this one here, would you want to add speech playback so that the assistant can ask which theater type do you want? We'll show you pricing information after you select it or something like that.
Yeah, let's do that. So we're in this screen.
Yep.
We're just gonna click this tab. It's going to be time-based, 0 seconds, because we want that voice to start right away.
Yep.
Speech playback. So I had to read through. And let's go ahead and type out what we wanted to say. What did you just say? That was a good conversational
Which
piece.
screen type? This is hard.
Yeah.
Would you
It's
like
design in and of itself, coming up with copy in between these.
Which screen type would you like? We'll show you pricing after you select. After, I don't know. This is hard.
We'll show you pricing.
Next. Or it's not next,
We'll
right?
show showtimes.
Showtimes, okay.
This is gonna be kind of long-winded, but whatever.
It kind of has to be in situations like this so the user knows exactly what to expect.
Okay. So we got that. So 0 delay on that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just gonna go from this screen to there. And so let's listen to it, make sure everything played really well. I choose Majestic 12. Forgot AMC again.
Which screen type would you like? We'll show showtimes after you select a screen type.
Okay, so that actually wasn't as long as I thought, but showtimes is kind of tricky.
Yeah, and there was a double,
yeah.
It said screen type, I think, twice, but
Okay.
these are just minor things.
Yeah. So let's go back in there and let's say we'll reveal showtimes after you select a screen type. Cool. So moving from here to here, we want it to kind of auto-animate and bring in this next thing because it's a vocal trigger. Actually, I'm going to go in and that's interesting.
Hop back into design mode.
Oh, that's right.
Whoa. Is the poster on top by any chance?
It
Aha.
is. It is. So I need to kind of bring it down. No, I don't know where it is. Okay. Interesting. Okay, but anyways, I'm able to select this, and that's what we really needed to get to. And we're just gonna do down here. We're gonna do voice cue. Let's go with IMAX. And it's just going to, I guess it could just be a transition.
It probably could be,
And we can just dissolve in that IMAX showtimes.
Yep.
Yep, that's fine.
You don't have to get fancy here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're actually kind of getting close to our time frame, so we're probably going to be able to get through all this.
Oh, yeah, we'll be good.
Okay. Yes.
Maybe.
Snap is fine. We've kind of kept doing that. Maybe. What is wind up? I actually haven't even used
So
that.
wind up kind of does the opposite of what you're going to do. So if on the second artboard your intention is to make the objects move downwards, on the first artboard before that transition starts, it'll very slightly move up and then down. So it'll kind of wind up and then down.
Okay. So knowing that, let's just go with ease in out.
Sure.
Keep it simple.
Yep.
I already forgot the vocal cue, so let me go back and check that out. Let's go with that mix, okay. And we're just gonna start from here, because keep it kind of
Which
consolidated.
screen type would you like? We'll reveal showtimes after you select a screen type.
I choose IMAX. I think it was some other cue. What is
let's go with IMAX.
Let's go with IMAX. All right, and that just kind of
Bam.
pops up.
Yep.
So let's go back and set this up. And we're not, for these two kind of things, so after, in this next screen, we can set up a timed playback again. 0, speech playback, because it's kind of learning what we want to do here. Which showtime looks good? Just keep it real conversational.
Of course.
It's like as if you were to talk to maybe somebody who's working at a movie theater. And then, okay, yeah, I got to go back in design and put whatever that is.
Oh, that's right. The
kinda down
poster was
here.
on top. Yeah.
And select this, go back to prototype, and we're just gonna kind of lead it down into here. The reason I have this highlighted is just to kind of consolidate the chat out there, make sure we're focusing on kind of a singular thing.
Yep, definitely.
And we're gonna do voice, and it's just 1:20 p.m. Looks great. Okay, and transition, dissolve again, ease in, out. Let's keep it consistent. And then, so let's go ahead and program this down here. Once again, kind of pull that down. All right. And then, so I'm going to, yeah, okay, so here we go.
Kevin says, just remember to say please, they have emotions.
Oh man.
This is how we
when they start programming like some more reactionary, like some more like reactionary responses to maybe if you're a little curt, or they can start to read how you're, that's going to be an interesting time in the home and everything, because you have to speak nicely to your robots.
This is how we piss off the robots.
Yeah,
they're
we don't want
slowly
them to
getting
rise
very
up.
angry, and then
we don't want them to rise up. We want them to just kind of stay nice, I guess you could say. I'm thinking of iRobot and all that. So.
Yep.
So I don't know if I actually need to do. Okay, we need to add in our timed vocal playback, and we're going to time 0 seconds, and it's just going to be. And this is really cool because adult is. I don't know how this is going to kind of play back, because I don't know if she's going to be able to say dollars, but whatever. Even if it's just reading the number, even if it's just reading the number, the point's going to come across.
Sure. You can always type in the word dollars if that doesn't work. But let's see how this does.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Senior is 1797. Kids are okay. So let's start this from the beginning.
Sure.
I gotta remember my vocal keys again. Okay. Let's go with IMAX. And then from here, select that. 1:20 p.m. looks great. Okay. And then maybe from here we go with this, and it's just let's go ahead and set up this vocal cue so we can kind of keep it going.
Yep. While you're doing that, we have about 15 minutes left to get your portfolios in. There's still time, and Michael and I will take a look at them shortly.
Let's 2 adult tickets, please.
There you go. Kevin will be happy.
Okay, so yeah, transition, dissolve, that's cool. Ease in, out. Yep. Fine. All right. Here we go.
Which screen type would you like? We'll reveal showtimes after you select a screen type.
IMAX looks great. That wasn't the cue. What's
No, I
the
don't
cue?
think so.
Oh,
Was
no.
it? Let's go with IMAX, or
Let's go with IMAX.
Which
Okay.
showtime looks good?
All right. 1:20 p.m. looks good. Okay, I think it was actually looks
Adult
great.
is $19.97. Senior is $17.07. Kids are $15.50 per person.
Oh, you put a comma instead of
I
a...
put a comma instead of a period. Okay, let's go back and fix that and replay that screen because that was really cool. It actually included the currency.
It did.
I guess so. It's actually pretty intelligent, which is really cool. Yep, there's the comma. Okay. All right, let's fix that. Go back to this.
Now I wonder if you added a euro symbol, because they use commas instead of dots for their currency. I wonder if it probably wouldn't.
Okay.
Now we'll try that some other day.
All right, here we go. So let's start on the screen, and let me just remind myself of this vocal cue. 2 adult tickets, please. Okay.
Adult is $19.97. Senior is $17.07. Kids are $15.50 per
It even says
person.
cents.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. 2 adult tickets, please. Boom. All right, and then we're into our grab a seat. All right, so let's go back and start to do that. So here's where we can kind of also include some more concierge, I'm not sure how to say it, features, and we're also going to add in an animation with our suggested seating to kind of draw attention to that, because that's really that's really pulling on Alexa's strengths. If she can learn, sorry, I just probably set that off for everybody out there.
Oops.
If she can learn kind of where you like to sit over time, she can go ahead and start booking, or go ahead and start suggesting seats around where you like, and all you have to do is say, let's go with the suggested seating.
Yeah.
And that would be a much more easy way to do this, instead of like this grid setup where you got to go, all right, I choose 6E, 7E. You know, so we can get, we have it set up so you can kind of do both, and that's what's really great about thinking through these things, is that you want to give them options,
Right.
but make it as convenient as possible.
Yeah. Now Gina's asking, is 1:20 p.m. showtime supposed to be highlighted initially before you mention the time?
That's just for this stream so that we can kind of keep the focus there. But what it would do is, after you did that vocal cue and selected it, it would remain selected so that you could just look at it and you'd be like, okay, I selected IMAX, 1:20 p.m. selected, and it's kind of giving you a visual confirmation as you're going that this is where you're at. So, sorry if I have a lot of hand motions and stuff, but anyways. All right, so we're in here.
You're ready for Minority Report.
Yes, that would be amazing, actually. Those kind of computers where, you're just going like this and it's rotating the image. Anyways.
If you thought we had carpal tunnel now, just wait till we actually control things like this.
That's
all
so true. All right, and so we're just gonna make these a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna lock the proportions, and just bump that up 8 pixels, 64, and so that's gonna bump up, and 64, make sure to lock the proportions, and so we're not gonna spend a lot of time like centering that and making that perfect. We just want it to kind of go, like kind of bounce a little bit and kind of grab our attention, because that really is the easiest option to get through this screen. So, and then we're gonna dupe this guy right here, since that's kind of already got that original resting state. And in one of your demos, you actually have it so that when you tapped on a heart, it went from bouncing from big to small. And that's kind of what we're gonna do here, is it's going to kind of bounce. I'm going to use the bounce animation.
Oh boy.
Maybe snap, because that's just super subtle and sleek.
Hey, try bounce, see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, so once we're in this screen, let me go back to my prototype side. Okay, so I'm gonna actually set up a vocal time, 0 seconds.
Actually, do you want the animation of those suggested seats before or after the vocal?
After.
So you want to go down to the bottom.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and set that up, because we're wanting to see this all in action.
Yep.
Time is right. We're gonna take off that 0.3 seconds. Gonna make it 0 seconds. And the speech playback is just gonna maybe choose your suggested seating option,
or based on your past, showings, or based on your past
history.
There you go. It's been a long day.
These seats
may be perfect for you.
Yes, may be perfect for you. And so we're giving them an audio cue and we're giving them a visual cue.
Yep.
And it's going to just really kind of make it sleek and fun. And from here, we're going to actually just drag from this guy right here. We're gonna just do this. And it's going to be suggested seating looks perfect. And it's gonna be a transition, dissolve, ease in, out, and we're actually gonna kind of set up a little animation to go with this ticket with our checkout screen here. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys kind of see the details. We're gonna, let me make sure I'm grabbing the whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I got all these grouped. Okay, so it's subtraction up to seat screen, first man, line. Okay. Sorry, a little bit of a learning curve right here. And we got that.
Almost.
Almost. Okay,
I think those lines at the top might be selected. If you unselect those lines.
Where is this at? Okay, let's pull that back down here. Okay,
that may have done it. Yep.
There we go. We're gonna group those, and I'm actually gonna take this, delete this, and redupe this because I don't want to have to group those things up
right.
again. Yeah. So we got that selected, and
oh no!
What is it? Okay, here we go. Grouped right in there.
And I think the
is the
yeah. There's these
I'm gonna have to
ones here
dupe it
too.
again. Okay.
I think you're still missing a few. These ones right here, 120 October and
yep,
and the price.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go. Sorry guys. Here we go. Let me see. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
We're gonna get this, guys. We're going to get this. All right. Let me just.
Oh, the icons.
Yes. You know, when you set these things up, you think these icons are a good idea, but right in this moment, they're just holding you back. Okay, we're gonna move this out. Okay, these are those buttons. So this is a good reason to make sure that your layers are all labeled. A little foundational organization can go a long way.
It sure can.
And making sure that when you're on a stream, it's not tedious. Okay, so here we go. I think we got this sorted out. We're gonna.
David just repeated it. This is why structure is so important.
Yes, perfect. Okay.
So true.
Group those. Okay. I'm gonna dupe that because we don't have to go through that again. And we're gonna grab this, move it down, and I mean, I like the slide in stuff just because it's super subtle. So that's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna make it 0 opacity. And we're gonna connect these two. I'm gonna go back to prototype. Connect these two. It's gonna be a time delay, maybe 0.5. I think we have it on 0 on the other ones. And it's gonna be auto animate. And I love the snap animation. Cool. So I think that should be good.
Yep.
And for this, we're just gonna go with our credit card. I'm going ahead and doing this now just so we can kind of keep it going.
Totally,
so, yeah. Pay with my credit card on file.
Sure.
I guess. Transition.
And in a real world, I mean, you kind of touched on this earlier. In a real world environment, there will probably be a few extra steps for verification of credit card, put in your CVS, the little 3-digit code, but for time's sake, skipping some of that.
Yeah, and even that stuff you could hook up to vocal cues. I mean, if you were to really kind of get into it and make the whole thing.
Yep.
We're just gonna focus on prototyping today. We did design yesterday, and there's probably better ways to do the seat choosing screen. Let's just kind of keep the flow going in this direction.
Yeah, we have about 3 minutes before portfolio review, so let's keep chugging through, and maybe if we have time afterwards, we'll tackle some of the other stuff.
Okay, so let's start here. I think is a good way to do this. What do you think?
Sure.
I think it's good. And then I didn't hear any sort of.
No, were they linked up for a time transition to the top?
Perhaps not.
Or they weren't.
Why is this set up? Okay, interesting. So this is set up for time.
Yeah, you have to drag it to the second artboard.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, time. And it's going to be auto animate.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, sorry, I forgot to do some of this.
Now for this one, an easing of wind up could be interesting. And then bounce on the second one.
So ease in?
Wind up.
Oh, wind up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll get a little bit smaller, then it'll go large, and then it'll bounce on the final one.
Okay, and then when we connect these.
Yep.
Auto animate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And yep. And so snap.
You can either do snap or bounce.
Yeah, let's do bounce. And the duration is 1 second. Let's shorten that.
Yeah, it should be nice and quick. 0.2, 0.3, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
and you might have to go
0.3.
back to the other one and change that as well.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So those bounce.
Based your history, these seats may be perfect for you.
Yeah. Let's go with the suggested seats. I think that was the cue. Okay. And so our payment comes in, and from here it's just let's pay with a credit card. Okay.
Bam.
So you will receive an email confirmation shortly. And if we had a little bit more time, I'd add the shimmer to this as well.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it would kind of look cool and all that stuff. But yeah, so there we go. I don't remember all the vocal cues.
Well, let's go through the whole process one more time, see if you can remember everything.
Okay.
It'll be fun. Might have to try a few times.
Sensei, what's the weather going to be today? So these come in.
The weather is junky today. Can I help you find something else to do?
Okay, and then let's check out a movie. So it opens the Flix app, and boom, those come in. So let's look at Venom. Venom comes in. Go back. That was interesting. That what movie did you want to see today? It kind of like did a weird thing. We'll just skip that for now. Let's go with First Man. Okay, and that slides in. I remember we actually forgot to set the timer on that, but whatever. This looks good. So we got that repeat grid coming in, doing that animation. So it looked really cool. I choose AMC Majestic 12. All right.
Which screen type would you like? We'll reveal showtimes after you select a screen type.
Yeah, I did forget to read synopsis.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a good one. But
Good call, Kevin. Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. Let's choose IMAX.
Which showtime looks good?
1:20 p.m. looks good.
Adult is $19.97. Senior is $17.07. Kids are $15.50 per person.
Okay. 2 adult tickets, please.
Based your history, these seats may be perfect for you.
let's go with the suggested seating. And that comes in. We would probably have her maybe vocally play back kind of everything that we went through, and that could really help, but I think we're just running really short on time, so I'm gonna pay with my credit card.
Bam.
Bam, done.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's cool. And what we're gonna jump to portfolios in a second, but if we have time, I'm gonna have Michael go back and set up a single voice line on the movies page.
Okay.
It'll skip the entire process
Yeah.
and go straight to the confirmation screen.
That sounds awesome.
Because that's really the power of voice, is skipping a bunch of steps, basically telling the assistant exactly what you want to do,
Yeah.
and then getting things done.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
Let's do this.
we're going to space.
Oh snap. Are we putting these on right now?
We are. Whoa!
Whoa.
We're in space. All right, we can take these off. Ooh, gets sweaty in there. You can keep it on.
We have to keep.
You can keep it on.
All right.
Alrighty, we are back for portfolio reviews. We do have 2 portfolios we're going to check out. The first one from Bohana, from Belgrade, Serbia.
Cool.
And let me move this over so you can see a little bit better.
Yeah.
And let's jump into this. So,
Yeah. Wow. It looks like we have a lot.
we don't have to go through all of this. We're definitely
Okay.
not going to have time to go through all of this.
I
But
was like, oh man.
based on what you see, what looks appealing right now? What do you want to check out first?
You know, I'm actually really interested in the one at the top right.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. And it looks like these are part of the XD Daily Challenge, which we're actually returning next week, which is exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, this is challenge number 6
Yeah. And
for a time tracker app.
yeah, these kinds of screens are extremely difficult because they can have so much, and it's hard to figure out what you should take away, what you should keep in there in order to make the user experience as lean as possible.
Yeah.
But this is looking really good. I really like how you have the kind of the time separated, the meeting time separated. I think the colors are working really well. You have it set in a computer, which kind of makes it more real. And if you were to present this to a client or anything like that, that would help sell this screen to them.
Yeah.
So just kind of looking at it, I don't really see too much that I would change. I like it. I would actually maybe dial down. Actually, I'm not even sure. This looks really good. What do you think? Oh, this is cool.
Whoops. Where did it go? There it is. Yeah, I'm loving the colors. They're very like Google-esque colors.
Yeah.
I think everything's laid out really nicely. You kind of know exactly what, I guess, the project is or the develop studio.
Yeah.
Kind of know exactly where you're supposed to click and where you're supposed to look.
You also have that search function right there, which
Yeah.
is really nice for people that just don't,
Another real world example, which is nice.
Yeah, this is looking
Seeing
good.
it live in an actual mock-up
Yeah.
kind of gives you a perspective of what it's going to look like when it's actually a product.
This kind of seems like, it kind of seems weird that we're harping on that, but it really helps the client, because the client, they may be an incredibly visual person, but they're most likely they're not going to be as visual as you are. As a
Right.
designer, most likely you're an incredibly visual person, and you can see these things in your mind and how they interact and all that stuff. The client, you have to win them over at that point. We got a video here. Cool.
We do have a video.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how you would add a time.
And now with auto animate, you can make these little cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you checked that, maybe it became checked and that was like its own animation. Or even when it added into, sorry, I'm pointing at that, but maybe when it added in, it didn't just like fade in. Maybe it kind of like snapped in.
Yeah.
It did like a little animation.
Nice.
Definitely check that out. But this is looking great.
Yeah.
Well done.
Let's see, what else looks good?
Lots.
Let's go for a mobile app this time. Maybe this one here?
Yeah, let's check that out.
All right. First off, I love the cascaded display at the top.
Yeah.
Gradients are
yeah.
really nice. I love these subtle but very dynamic gradients.
Yeah, I love the purple and the blue. I actually just used that on a new kind of project that I'm working on, and it's an incredibly dynamic color set.
Yeah.
Because it speaks to both like male and female. Just the color theory behind it.
I would say that the text where it says round trip, one way, multi-destination might be a little small. I know it's very difficult because you're cramming so much information into that top section, but it seems a touch small.
Yeah, I would kind of massage that a little bit. The shadow also is a little harsh.
Right.
When you're putting these shadows kind of on these elements, I would recommend keeping it as faint as possible. Like 10% opacity or 10% shadow, maybe 15, 20 if it's kind of darker or something back there.
Yeah, and maybe move away from a pure black and maybe go for like a darker purple.
Yeah.
Kind of give it a nice flare.
And we're saying this, but this is really solid work. You should be
Yeah.
very proud of this. This is cool.
And this is, okay, there's some different screens here.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Again, with the shadows, especially on this screen over here to the right, a little, quite a bit too harsh, I would say.
yeah, and what's cool about what you have with this flight detail screen is you kind of have these different elements that's floating almost. If you could go through and kind of keep it in this floating kind of animation set to where that plane icon is, maybe it floats along at a slightly different pace with the rest of it and kind of gives a cool animation.
Yeah, I'm also noticing the text on search flight on this screen is a little bit, it's not as heavy as this screen.
Yeah.
So maybe make sure to keep those consistent. I would assume that they should be consistent. Maybe it's just a little bit of an oversight.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, fancy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And
Oh,
on
and
this
it looks
screen-
like you have this kind of 3D, almost like it's lifted off.
Yeah.
Well done.
And
Very
you can
cool.
definitely see a little bit of the harsher shadows here. So definitely dial that back a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's a video.
Excellent.
Love videos.
Cool.
Okay.
Simple. Yeah, you don't want the transitions between these to be too long.
Yeah.
Because if people know what they're doing, they're going to go through this really quick.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Great.
Yeah, went through the whole interaction. Well done.
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's see something a little bit older.
Yeah. This is kind of cool to see your older work because it can kind of tell us how far you've come.
Yeah. So this one is Portfolio of Master of Architecture.
Okay.
I love that design. I don't know if it's supposed to be a logo or just some sort of fun design, but it's really nice.
Yeah, really fun.
Yeah. Although it does, that little circle, it kind of interferes with the P. So for
Yeah.
a second, I thought it was a B.
Yeah, up against the black there, it's kind of tricky.
Unless it's a portfolio, I don't know.
I think you could really just do away with that circle because the rest of the rest of it's really strong. So.
Yep. Okay.
Cool.
Colors are nice, very Pantone-y.
Yeah. I like how you set this at the proper angle. This is probably like, you put it into Photoshop, put it into that .psb file and everything. But I would go through, make sure you have like probably a stronger sense of hierarchy in your text there, just from an editorial standpoint. But it's really solid. Well done.
All right, more shots, great.
Mm-hmm.
Great use of imagery.
Yeah. When you have something like this, I don't know if you're gonna have a video at the end, down below, but there's a few magazine websites out there that let you export like an iframe and all that, so where somebody could literally go through this and it looks like they're turning a page just digitally. And that might be something to kind of put at the bottom, just a link to that.
Yeah, let's check out one more. Let's do another daily challenge.
Really solid work though.
Let's see this one here. Which one is this? Daily challenge number 4. Oh, this was the music app, I think.
Yeah, this is
All right.
looking pretty solid.
Yeah, it looks like there's a very subtle gradient on the left.
Yeah.
Very subtle, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's not too strong, because then if it's too strong, then it's distracting and drawing the eye over to that way.
Yeah.
And the eye, in this case, obviously should be in the center.
Right on. And also you have, so you have your kind of highlighting. I would put a little bit more horizontal space so that where the heart is and then where that kind of highlighting just has a little bit more breathing room.
Yep.
But this is really solid. These are just small things. Yeah.
What do you think of the black progress bar? Is it working?
It's working.
Okay.
But maybe you might not need that. I don't know. I mean, it looks fine to me. But it would be cool to see maybe a different kind of iteration on it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to improve it, but
Because it almost looks like the white is filled up and the black is not.
yeah.
Oftentimes you'll see a black progress bar for the whole thing with the opacity drop to like 20%.
Yeah.
And then a much lighter color like white or green or whatever it might be. Green's not going to work in this example, but as the progress bar, as it fills up.
So here's maybe a quick solution. Instead of that being also your red gradient, maybe making that black, and then your gradient is that bar.
Ah.
Did you just say that?
No.
Okay, just making sure you didn't accidentally incept me. So yeah, maybe that bar is the gradient instead of black, and you're just kind of reversing the colors there.
That could work too. And there's a video. Cool.
All right. Cool. Got some interaction there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's looking good. Yeah.
Great. Love it.
Yeah, well done. I mean, you're showing kind of the core feature, I guess,
Yeah.
of the.
And
of
if
that
you
screen.
if you have time, I would go back and just add a little bit of animation to some of these daily challenges.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
for fun.
actually gonna have to go back on some of my portfolio stuff, and I'm gonna
Yep.
take the apps that I made and animate them
Absolutely.
in XD. So
All right, moving on to Osama. Let's see what stands out to you. Ooh, this one.
Yeah,
This car.
it looks
Cars
really
always
sleek.
stand out, right?
yeah, this
This
is speaking
is
Alexa to me.
daily
or not Alexa,
UI.
but Tesla.
Day 31. I love UI or daily challenges sometimes. So it's a personal car screening interface.
Really cool.
Interesting.
How you came? That's amazing.
I wonder what this was. After Effects, probably.
Yeah,
So it looks like XD and After Effects. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, and if you guys didn't know, you can pop your XD file in After Effects now
Yep.
and have full customization over the elements.
Yep, very
So,
neat. Okay, so there's multiple. Okay, let's just go through some of these.
Okay.
Interesting. I would say that the white text is a little bit difficult to read in some of these, especially on the yellow. Mm-hmm. So I would pay a little bit more attention to that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little light. Go harsher on your gradients. Your PDF one looks really good. It looks like you
Yep.
might have an opacity layer over it to kind of like hinder how bright it is.
Yeah.
I'd actually encourage you to let those be bright, and then your white's really going to stand out in the
Yeah.
midst of it as negative space.
All right, so this is a crowdfunding page. In this challenge, I tried to come up with a quick interaction for a crowdfunding page concept. Okay.
Cool. Wow. Okay. I like how it came in like that.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Let's
Can we
play that again. Yeah, let's do that again. It was kind of angled, and then it straightened itself out. It was nice.
Oh, he's in the chat right now.
He
Cool.
is. Okay.
Interesting. I
Nice.
like how subtle it is. It's
Although I would say the donate, the cross through with the donate, I don't understand that exactly.
yeah. Don't put a cross through donate. I would say because it's making it seem like you don't want us to donate.
Right.
Maybe just like put maybe something behind it to emphasize it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Interesting. I like how clean that is.
Yeah, very clean.
Yeah, this would be good for an e-commerce fashion site.
Yeah, and I think you can definitely tell that medium is selected.
Yeah. Well done.
Yep.
Actually, go back up real quick.
Yep.
You could actually play with making some of your type, all your type is like the same color black. This is a really cool screen, so don't take this in any kind of like super negative way. I would play with different opacities to kind of add more hierarchy, more distinction between the different text groups. So,
Yep.
okay, so these always intrigue me. These screens that kind of break the grid a little bit. I myself want to actually get into some of that, kind of break the grid, see how it goes. So this is looking really cool. Your read more seems a little too spaced out.
Oh, down here, yeah, a little bit.
And then your hamburger menu, I didn't know that was a hamburger menu at first. So only two things. But I mean, once again, this is really solid. So
Cool. Let's check out another project. What stands out?
let's go to that watch, because I actually debated doing a watch app.
Oh, these are animations built in Adobe XD. Okay.
Really cool, especially how you have it angled.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I like how the background also moves in from the top.
Yeah.
And I think there's, I think
a
it's
slight gradient on the text.
Yeah, but also on the background, when it comes in, there's the mask slightly moves.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
This is really solid.
I like this.
This is showing off a really cool feature
Yeah.
of XD, and it's really nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. That's so cool. I almost
Wow.
did a watch app for this whole stream, so this is really cool to see.
Yeah. It's nice seeing watch designs because we don't see them very often. It's usually desktop and mobile.
Yeah.
I mean, watch is mobile, but usually phones or tablets.
Yeah.
I like it.
From I don't know if you're a freelancer, but Parallax, cool. If you're a freelancer and you can kind of get in on that watch space, that's a really cool space that doesn't have a lot of designers with experience in
Right.
it. So
It's a very clean to-do list.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Trying to figure out what the timer's for.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
I like how it's kind of cascading in the background. I would actually, once again, solid. I would actually maybe reverse that so that it's from above. It looks like it's cascading, because when you scroll down, it looks a little. I don't know. It's like a weird distraction when you're scrolling. So, but this is really cool. Once again,
I
good
think
job.
the timer's counting up because they're voice recording.
Okay.
I think
okay,
so.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Cool. Now we're gonna be hungry.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. I like the hierarchy.
Oh.
I would. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. I like your drag effects. The only thing I would say, because I want to give you like good feedback, I also want to give you stuff to help you grow. Your unselected states, make those a little bit brighter because you almost can't see them at all. So maybe just up a little bit, but you still, you still want them to be able to know what else is there in case they change their mind.
Right. Cool. Let's take a quick look at one more, and then we're gonna hop back over to your screen
Okay.
to finish up. Let's see.
Oh, sorry.
Netflix. Oh, okay. This kind of goes in the concept of what you're kind of working on. This is Netflix reimagined.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
Let's play this video.
Okay. Interesting. Kid.
So this, I'm assuming, is really meant for the desktop.
Yeah.
Because when it translates to a television screen, a lot of these interactions would be very difficult to navigate around.
Yeah. I mean, it would be easier now that we can kind of program voices and stuff.
That's true, yeah.
But
I would say the rounded corners on this screen, probably not necessary. I would just go full widescreen. Use that real estate if you have it.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Again, with the rounded corners here, I don't know if they're working.
You don't need them.
No.
But it's super big and all that stuff. You don't need it that big either, especially if this is on somebody's screen, they're right here. They're only like maybe 2.5 feet away.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be super huge in your face. But the work that you're doing, like surrounding this and kind of making a contextual ecosystem around this redesign is really impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of good ideas. But it's just kind of buttoning them up a little bit.
Cool. Great. So thanks so much, Bohana and Osama, for sending in your portfolios. Let's hop back over to Michael's screen. Take a look at what we've been working on, what you have been working on. I've done nothing.
You've done a lot.
But what I do want to see you do is add one more voice line to probably the screen where all the movies appear.
Okay, this one right here.
Yeah, and I want that voice line to really just allow a user to go through the entire process. If they know what they want, you can say a single voice line, and hopefully, if all works well, it'll go directly to that ticket screen at the end.
Okay, so how would you go about connecting this and maybe the last screen?
Yeah, so it would be, so you basically drag out a handle from any one of those layers. It could be the text layer, it could be whatever. Whatever's not being used.
Okay. And we're just gonna move it all the way over here?
Drag it all the way over to that ticket screen.
Right here?
Yeah, right there. Okay. Now it's going to be a voice trigger.
Actually, let's move it up to this one so we still get that animation.
Oh yeah, okay, we can do that. Good idea.
Voice trigger.
Yep.
And so how do you want to do this?
So let's go for, I'd like to see first man at, where were the steps? At the AMC, or at the Majestic Theater. We don't worry about AMC.
Majestic 12.
At Majestic 12, okay.
Oh, there we go.
IMAX. You can just it could be a list at this point. IMAX.
IMAX screen type.
Sure.
Screen with.
Or I guess, how would we say it? I would like 2 tickets to First Man.
Yeah,
I would like 2 IMAX tickets. We're figuring this out on the fly.
Yeah.
I would like 2 IMAX tickets to First Man at 1:20 p.m. at Majestic 12.
Let's do, instead, because they're not going to know the exact time, so let's maybe do at next available showing.
Okay.
And what was the one you said after that?
At Majestic 12.
Okay. So actually,
in reality, you probably wouldn't skip all of these steps because you probably have to pick your seats or confirm your seats. But let's just pretend that it's smart enough to just pick your suggested seats.
do you remember your whole line?
Do I remember? I remember enough of it that it hopefully will.
It'll be specific enough that it'll pick up on
I hope
it.
so.
I would like 2 IMAX tickets to First Man at the next available showing at
Majestic 12.
At Majestic 12.
Okay.
Okay. So
tab out of there and let's see this. Let's see if it works. Okay.
And we're gonna go with, this is transition.
Auto. Oh yeah, transition could work.
And then dissolve.
Sure.
And then maybe ease in out at 1 second. Is it because it's because the S? Okay. Cool.
All right.
So let's go to this.
Give it a shot.
This screen all the way back here. Look at that line. Go all the way over there. We're skipping a lot of steps. Here we go.
The power of voice.
Go for it,
want
man.
me to do it? Okay.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
I would like 2 IMAX tickets to First Man at your first available showing at Majestic 12.
There it goes.
Bam.
Boom.
Did it. So that's the power of voice. I mean, you can go through this entire process, or if you know exactly what you want, you can just tell your assistant, and she'll do it, or she or he will do it, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sensei.
But that's it. Sorry we couldn't get your suggestion, Samrat, but we've kind of run out of time. But this has been fun. Have you had a good time this week?
It's been amazing.
And this is amazing.
Yeah.
I want you to finish this.
Yeah, I'm gonna
polish
finish
it up a little bit and publish this thing as a video or publish it somewhere. Behance probably.
Yeah, that's where I'm
and really show off the power of voice, because this is cool.
This is really cool, and as far as I know, it hasn't really been done on stream before.
No, I don't think so. This is the first one.
Yeah, it's such a new feature.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you haven't opened up XD in a long time, check it out, because voice is only one of like 6 huge features that came out last week. Definitely take them for a spin.
Yeah, and you did this in pretty much 2 or 3 2-hour sittings. I was gonna say 6-hour sittings, but that's 6 hours total.
Yeah, well, even in that, I mean, we have the prototype, the portfolio stuff that we're doing. It's like, really, you're talking about 4 hours. We were able to build out this entire app from scratch to this. So,
crazy, good stuff. So Monday, daily XD challenges are coming back. So make sure to tune in for that. I can't speak. It's been a long week. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon, right here, right now, not now, right here. Talon will be here with designing an XD. So if you want to pick Talon's brain, see how XD is designed, and who knows, he might even give you some sneaks. He does that sometimes. So tune in. This has been fun. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Just yesterday, I found true love, but it passed me. It's the love I made. I know I won't regret it. I found true love. I found true love just yesterday.